Lately, I have been rewatching some movies from my childhood. For me, movies of the 80s and the 90s were the ones that I remember the most. They were formative not just because of the movies themselves, but because I have the memories of the sleepovers where we would rent the VHS from Blockbuster and we would stay up super late to watch them while we ate our bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. And I've noticed that in a lot of these movies that had teenagers depicted in them, those movie characters often had posters on their bedroom walls of influential people from those days. They might have been posters of rock bands. Maybe they were posters of movie stars. And having owned a few of those posters when I was a kid, I can remember what a big deal it was to have posters of influencers in your room. They were people that you admired, for better or worse. They were people who impacted the way that you saw the world. For you, whether from your childhood or from today, who are the influencers in your life? When we think about the journey of parenthood held alongside the journey of faith, I think it is easy for us to think that the church must naturally be the biggest influence in the faith lives of our kids. We can just drop them off at Sunday school, right? Maybe take them to worship for an hour a week while we all listen to the same message and hope that that leaves the faith with those children, kind of all tidy and bundled up. We pray that through enough exposure to the church, that's the influence that they need to have a faith life of their own someday down the road. But I think it's important for us to remember that on average, the church has 40 hours or less during any given year to influence the faith of a child. And by comparison, the average guardian or parent has nearly 3,000 hours with that child each year. If you do the math, you can see that a child's primary influencer when it comes to their faith is you. Now wait, you might think, that is a whole lot of pressure. I don't know my Bible. I don't know how to talk to my kids about faith, let alone teach them something about faith. And it's totally normal to feel that way. Trust me, I work in the church and I feel that way. We all look in the mirror and wonder, God, why in the world would you trust me with something like this, something that seems so important? After Jesus was crucified, died, and rose again, his disciples, his early followers, were trying to figure out what it meant to live as people of faith. They were Jews who believed in Jesus' teaching, who understood that he had come to teach a different way of life. They had to form community together. The book of Acts explains it this way. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and prayer. Everyone was filled with awe at the many wonders and signs performed by the apostles. All the believers were together and held everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. Every day, they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. See, their best influencer, so they thought, Jesus, was no longer with them physically, but they had each other. Yes, they met in the temple, the church, but they also shared meals together in their homes. It wasn't that faith development happened just in the church. It happened because both of these things were held side by side. They were working together. Who have been the important influencers as you think about your faith life? And how have they influenced you in both the ordinary and the formal ways when you think about your faith? I hope that as parents, we can help our kids find these people too, so that the influencers are more than just the posters they put on their walls. They're the important adults, including each of you, who promise to walk with them through both the fun stuff and the hard stuff that they encounter throughout their entire life.